And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and some random altcoin analysis video. Now, it is the weekend, so I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy weekend. Now, while Bitcoin's price action hasn't really changed much from our last video from the day before yesterday, I know I was supposed to present an altcoin for you guys yesterday. However, I was busy getting into positions, in and out of positions. So yeah, it was a very busy trading day yesterday, and I didn't want to sort of split my attention between doing a daily video and my trade management because I was already super tired. It can get tiring, eh? But anywho, today I figured that I'd give you this analysis. I know Sean wanted to do a live stream, so he may still do it. I'm not sure, but if he does intend on doing a live stream, of course, he will be announcing it in the Discord chat. So if you guys want to get a heads up on that, well, join the Discord chat if you haven't already done so, okay? You'll find a link in the description below. Now, this video, guys, is going to focus primarily on, the candle close. So we closed the daily candle, but in addition to closing a daily candle, we closed a 2-day candle, we closed a 3-day candle, a 4-day candle, and day after tomorrow we close a weekly. Now, I specifically wanted to do this video because the candle close that we received on Bitcoin was actually pretty freaking spectacular because of how it closed across all time frames. And so I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase here, okay? We're going to try and keep this video as short and sweet as possible. Here, this was the close, okay? Now, I'm going to zoom out of this picture for now, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to, the region of resistance that we had above us, which was coming in at around $24,452, okay? Ever since we broke down right here. Now, this I'm currently on the daily chart, by the way, but ever since we broke down in June of 2022, getting down to that 18.7K lows, we consolidated here for freaking months on end, broke down into the FTX event, consolidated at 15.8K, and then we rallied all the way to the top. But I want you to notice how price reacted off of this 24.4K region, right? Every attempt at taking it out was met with a swift rejection from the bears. They freaking came in, they came swinging in and took price down even further. Okay, there was a lot of sell pressure that came in on this region. And not just that. Now, this was 3 attempts, in fact, more than 3 attempts, considering that look at the amount of times we actually wicked on that region and failed to close every single time. Right, so that was multiple times, not just 3. So if I just zoom out of this picture, okay, now the next time we sort of tested that region was only after the 15.8K rally to the upside. So this is recently, right? We first hit resistance on this region. Okay, you can see right here, 1, 2, but now check this out. We finally managed to reclaim 24.4K. That's right. So this last daily candle actually closed over 24.4K, and so far we are holding it as support. Alrighty, so if you guys want to take note of this number, and if you want to smack it on your chart and just see how price performed across that region, like throughout time frames, it's $24,452. Okay, so go ahead and smack it out on your chart. But yeah, we closed over, currently using it as support. But now check this out. Why is this so important? You're probably like, Krisha, this is the daily time frame. All right, just calm down. But check this out. I'm not getting excited for no reason. So this is the daily time frame. Okay, if I take you guys on over to the 2-day time frame, zoom out of this chart, zoom into this price action right here. Now, once again, we're going to go over the entire consolidation period. Okay. So now this is the 2-day time frame, and once again, every test of that was met with a swift rejection from the bears. Lots and lots of sell pressure poured in there on every attempt. Now, once again, how did we close this time around? On the 2-day time frame as well, guys, we took it out, okay? Price closed over 24.4K, currently holding it as support. How about the 3-day time frame? Alrighty. Now let's zoom into this price action right here. Once again, not a single candle body close over that region, 24.44K, even on the 3-day time frame. What about now? Once again, price closed over. How about the 4-day time frame? Rejection on rejection on rejection. This was a very critical level for the bulls to take out, and they actually managed to do so. Okay, so now the next question is, how does Bitcoin perform getting into the weekly close on 24.4K? This is going to be super clutch. Now, for those of you wondering, okay, Krisha, you're only looking at this consolidation. Is there any other price history on this level that could perhaps, allude to whether or not Bitcoin actually rallies from here or does it dump from here? Well, let's actually zoom out of this picture. Now I'm currently on the 4-day time frame. Now the last time we tested this was on the markup phase of the previous bull run. Now that was the bull run. Okay, this is the markup. This was 60K. Okay, this was 60K. And the last time we sort of were at this region, 24.4K was only here. Closed a weekly over 24.4K and then rallied to the upside, okay, getting all the way up to $41,000. How about the 3-day time frame on that region? Let's go ahead and check it out. Once again, 3-day close. One swift close. We got 2 3-day rejections, close over, rally to the upside, 2-day time frame. Okay, and this is why I wanted to do today's video. I was just gonna leave it to Sean's live stream, quite honestly, but then when I found this, I'm just like, man, this is exciting, eh? This is really exciting. But once again, 2-day close, guys. Rejection, 2-day close, rally to the upside, daily time frame. Now daily too, and you want to see this sort of confluence across time frames. It's very, very important, and that's what makes the level that much more stronger. Okay, and once again, this is the daily time frame, guys. Close over, rally to the upside, a nice swift rally to the upside. In addition to all of this looking good, in addition to all of these candle closes really lining up with that region of resistance now turned into support at $24,452. If I go ahead and take you guys to CMEs, okay, let's go ahead. My God, my sidebar is such a freaking mess. All right, right here. Okay, for a second I thought that was Bitcoin dominance. But anyways, this was how CMEs closed. If I just zoom out of this picture, okay, smack a line right here. Remember, CMEs don't operate. They don't operate on the weekends, right? Check this out. Check out how CMEs closed. Once again, we cleared out resistance, now using it as support. This is a very, very important picture for Bitcoin right now. Okay, but now here's the catch. While we have all of this amazing stuff, all of this amazing resistance now turned into support and so much confluence on every freaking time frame, okay, and every close over the region led to a rally, here's the catch. If I take you guys back on over to Bitcoin's chart, turn on the weekly, okay. Now, once again, we closed the weekly candle in 2 days, so we'll get a tell on how the weekly closes against 24.4K, but you can see that this was also relevant on the weekly time frame, okay? But here's the catch once again. All right, if I turn on my mango ribbon, I had brought this up to your attention last time around that we have a cluster of resistance overhead. Right, that's the cluster. 55 exponential moving average, 200 exponential moving average, and the 200 simple moving average. So we have that entire cluster of resistance that makes this picture a bit more tricky than I would like. So still, even though we have all of this amazing confluence on 24.4K, I'll still say, you know, be a bit careful if you're looking to take a position on Bitcoin here. And that's the thing. I personally would not be longing Bitcoin at this region because of the region of resistance overhead. But if I had to really manage a trade to the upside, I would manage it off of 24.4K. However, I would take the trade based on the weekly close. I would not jump the gun before the weekly close. Weekly closes over 24.4K. That is going to be the final tell in that, okay, you know what, perhaps this is going to be a good region to manage a trade off of. Now, what makes a good trade to manage? Well, it's how easy it is to manage the trade, right? You know when you're wrong on that very, very fast. We break 24.4K, start closing candles underneath that region. You know that you are wrong. So what I want to see now leading up to the weekly close, guys, is for Bitcoin to show me strength. Now, I'm going to be looking at my lower time frames. Okay, on the lower time frames, guys, I want to see strength on 24.4K, specifically the 4-hour and the 12-hour time frame. Okay. So, so far, this is looking more like a double top. However, it's too early to call a double top. You want to see how price performs here because this could also very well turn from this red doji to a very, very green candle rallying to the upside. But yeah, that's what I want to see. Strength along 24.4K is going to give me conviction in that Bitcoin wants to rally and likely take out resistance overhead, that weekly resistance with the top threshold coming in at around 25.4K. Alrighty, so this is what I personally would look for. Would I be taking a trade right now, right here on Bitcoin? No, we're up against resistance. Okay, I'm never gonna suggest that you do something that I personally would not do. Okay, so be careful. Make sure you have your contingencies at play. Make sure you have your invalidations at play, guys. I cannot stress this enough. I know that some of you guys are still caught without your positions. People are looking to position, wondering whether or not Bitcoin actually comes down further. Do we get another dip to the downside? Even though we did get 11% dip not too long ago, this right here was a good 11%, right? There we go. That was a good 11%. Now people are still waiting on the pullback. I'll tell you when the pullback comes to us. We start taking out 24.4K to the downside. Now remember, it's a very, very important level. I just showed you how important that was. So we start closing candles underneath 24.4K. I'll be expecting another dip to the downside. Okay, I'm looking at the bottom of the box, coming in at around 23.7K, at which point we should be able to see that 10 SMA and the 21 EMA sort of converge into that region. Okay, we could then maybe, if we start consolidating here, put in like ascending triangle like formation, which could then lead to a break. My overall read on Bitcoin's chart right now is bullish, guys. Remember, we have 3 out of 4 bull run triggers that have already gone off. I have been covering these triggers with you guys on almost a daily basis. 3 out of 4 is a 75% chance that we are in a bull market. That is a decent enough probability for me to lean bullish here. Okay, so yeah, watch out for these levels. Watch out for all of these amazing closes across the board. 24.4K is the region that you guys need to watch out for. Alrighty, so with this, we can move on over to the altcoin of the day. Now, I did find Lido on this list, LDO, which I believe is liquid staking. There's a lot of liquidity on this platform, but anyways, LDO USDT did give us a long signal. I'm currently on the daily time frame. We got a long signal on Lido 46.4 days ago. Okay, now I know the returns are insane. It's been up, like if you caught a trade based on when the trigger went off, you're already up by a good 150%. Okay, however, notice volatility is only at that mid level, right, at 59. That usually goes from 0 to 100, where 100 is super, super volatile. And when you see something that's super volatile, like for instance, Filecoin right here, which is sitting at 94, at that point I look at that, I'm like, nah, I don't want to be buying anything when volatility is flashing that high. Okay, I usually wait for a pullback when I see those high 90 numbers flashing red, like basically signaling danger everywhere. So I usually stay away from those coins. I wait for the pullback to then position into those coins. However, Lido is telling us that, hey, this is a bit moderate right here, so it still has more room to run. However, now I'm like, okay, but 150%, man, that's done a lot already, right? Are the lower time frames alluding to maybe perhaps a pullback? So I get on over to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, Lido USDT on the 4-hour long came in 21 hours ago. Okay, you're already up by a good 6.18%, so it has been running just today. However, notice volatility flashing 69, and we have bearish divergence. Okay, so now this is technically telling us that, okay, you know what, perhaps we can actually start expecting a pullback on the lower time frames. So we could possibly see a lower time frame pullback in a macro uptrend. Okay, and it's those lower time frame pullbacks that you really want to capitalize on. Right? And that's what I'm saying, use your filters properly, use those flags well. So LDO is telling us that, okay, perhaps the lower time frames is hinting to a pullback. How about the 12-hour time frame on Lido? And what do you know? LDO USDT on the 12-hour time frame long came in 3 days ago. You're up by a good 8%. However, notice vol flashing those high, frothy, 83, red, danger numbers. So we can, by looking at this, I'm like, okay, you know what? Perhaps a lower time frame pullback is due. Now, check this out. If you guys are wondering, okay, Krisha, you know, you're seeing all this lower time frame pullback stuff. Is this even a good chart to get into? Check this out. If I take you guys on over to the chart, and that's why I figured I would dissect Lido for you guys today, you know, clear out everything. Guys, Lido is about to head into blue sky breakout. Blue sky freaking breakout. There is no resistance overhead. Maybe one resistance right here at around $3.86 when it did hit the charts. Actually, no, it hit the chart somewhere here, okay? Rallied all the way up to 386 and then sold off. But even if you catch this trade to 386, right? What is that? That's going to be anywhere, that's going to be a good 36%, right? You're looking at anywhere between 36 to 40%. So now what is the trade here? I'm saying, okay, blue sky breakout. This chart looks freaking great. It looks like it wants to run even more, even after the 150% that it just did. However, we don't want to catch it on the breakout. Okay, now there's one thing that I have learned over the past couple of cycles is that breakout buying sometimes just does not work out. Okay, it can be stressful if price does not go in your direction. You know, immediately. You're sitting through a bit of a pullback there. And the thing about crypto is that the crypto pullbacks can get a bit volatile, especially if you are on a volatile chart, if you are trading a volatile asset. So the ones that are very easy to manage are the ones on pullbacks. They're on critical levels of support. Okay, so try and catch the pullbacks, try and catch the consolidation. So that's my one tip for you guys. And it's scary. I know that it's scary, and that's why, you know, conviction is important. So sit down with yourself and try and get conviction on the overarching trend of the entire crypto market. Where do you think we're at right now? Are we still in a bear market, or are we heading into a bull market? And when you have conviction on that, okay, when you have conviction on the cycle and which phase are we on, this is one phase right here, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. Okay, what phase are we in? You need to get conviction on which phase you're in. Only then can you really take the proper positions you need. Okay, so now Lido right here. Yes, we're heading into blue sky breakout. However, I would not be buying a breakout. Okay, so what's the next level that we can look at? Now, I usually get on over to my lower time frames, and the dashboard has told us that, hey, you guys can gun for lower. Okay, we could potentially see a pullback on the lower time frames. And what we're seeing here is that, okay, Lido has actually taken out a critical region, a critical zone of resistance. Okay, this was the zone of resistance. This was us clearing the highs right here. Wow, that box is red, blood red. Okay, there we go. That's the zone of resistance. And so the pullback opportunity that I'm gonna gun for is gonna be on that zone. Okay. Now, these regions are $2.71, bottom of the zone. Top of the zone comes in at around $2.84. Okay, what I'm looking at over here, now remember, we caught a potential bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, and this is the divergence right here. So we're looking at the RSI only, okay? We're looking at one high, so basically a lower high on RSI, however, a higher high on price action, all right? That is your bearish divergence. Now, at what point does this trigger? So as soon as Lido takes out the previous wick low, which is this low right here, okay, came in at around $2.96. As soon as we take out that wick low right there, that bearish divergence triggers, at which point we can expect further downside. Okay, I do believe that the bid opportunities are going to be $2.84 and $2.71 respectively. But the daily dynamic has been doing pretty well on Lido's uptrend so far. You can see right here, ever since we started trending, every test of the dynamic was met with a swift support. As soon as we started the downtrend, every test of the dynamic was met with resistance. Had a bit of a chop right here. Okay. All right, broke swiftly, trended on the dynamic as resistance, rallied to the upside, and we were using it as support underneath us. Okay, so it appears that we've broken out of this range. Now, this was the breakout region right here. All right, now this region right here is heading into blue sky breakout. This is very, very strong price action. However, I'm always going to tell you guys to catch it on the retest. Now, when are we invalidated on this trade setup? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear out these nasty squigglies, and let's figure out when are we invalidated on this trade. What's really cool about the current sort of setup just across the board is that, well, we've closed a lot of critical candles like the daily, the 2-day, the week, the 4-day, the 3-day, and if you even notice price action across this region, right, we can actually go ahead and mark out the high sort of close for Lido across its price history. Okay, let's go ahead, smack a horizontal line right around here. All right, I know I'm going to have a lot of lines on my chart, but just bear with me. Okay, this was the highest close that Lido had back in August of 2022. So now where are we at relative to that close? Did we actually manage to take out that region? Right, and we did. We closed over that. So this is the highest candle close that Lido has had in its price history. Okay, so this is looking good right now. So now what's cool is that, okay, we've closed a bunch of very important candles, but now in 2 days, so we don't have to wait too long. In 2 days, we also close the weekly. So now what we want to see on the weekly close, and that is technically also going to be our invalidation. What we want to see is price closing over this region right here at around $2.71. I'm going to knock off the one additional line that I just added. Okay, remember, we're looking at this entire zone. Let me just extend this for you. Okay, closing over $2.71 is us breaking that previous resistance, and we're now going to look at it as support. Okay, so resistance turns support. We want to see $2.71 hold as support. That is going to take Lido into blue sky breakout. Right, fundamentally also, I quite like this coin. I do believe that it's got a bit of fundamental backing to it. However, I'll have to look into that a bit more. I'm not going to speak too much on the fundamentals. We're just going to dissect the TA here, okay? The TA so far is looking good. This looks like it wants to get up to $3.86 and then perhaps blue sky breakout. But the most immediate trade setup that we're looking at goes in from this entire zone at $2.84 to $2.71 all the way up to the next target, which is going to be $3.88. Okay, that's going to be a good 36% to the upside. But this is the most immediate trade setup on Lido. I do believe that right now, okay, it's one of the better ones. I feel like there are quite a few charts that are looking good. However, they're primarily smack in the middle of a range. Now, it's hard to trade those because Well, trading in the middle of a range is, oh, it's just a difficult one to manage. What if it pulls back into support and now you could have gotten support, but hey, you didn't wait. You didn't have any patience. So now you're just waiting there in the red, waiting for price to actually pump on support and then wondering if, okay, you know what, do we actually find support on support or do we break right through? So it's just, like I said, uncomfortable to manage. So try and get your trades on critical regions of support or resistance, depending on whether you're longing or shorting. Okay, but yeah, this is the analysis on Lido Network. And yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. It is a Saturday, a nice lazy weekend. I've been trading a lot. I'm freaking exhausted. I am going to be turning in after this, having some good food, watching a good movie, and this is all I have for you. Maybe Sean does a live stream, but he will announce it in the Discord chat. Until then, guys, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, and watch out for the weekly close. It is going to be an important one. Alrighty, I'll see you next time.